Hello to all of our wonderful viewers out there, and welcome to the event of the year, the Miss Quarantine Pageant 2020. I'm your host with the most, Brad Lakeview, and I'm joined by the always beautiful Carla Pressburger.
It's true, Brad. I've never not been beautiful.
You know, this is actually the second time Carla and I have hosted this event together. Our chemistry was formed right then and there. I'd say we go together like ketchup and...
an amaretto sour.
Not what I was going for, but is that on the menu?
We're a pair.
Ladies and gentlemen, you're actually looking at the Miss Quarantine 1986.
Oh God, 1986. Back then, iPads were called shoulder pads.
Sounds like you understand and can use one of those devices, Carla.
And let me just join you in saying, Brad, just how excited I am to see the ladies tonight. They've worked so hard already.
That they have, Carla. It's already been a tough few weeks of preliminaries and eliminations. We've narrowed it down from over 50 women to just 15. And last week they took part in a preliminary talent and interview round. Let's take a look. Things kicked off with our pageant queens being questioned by a team of experts.
Oh, why do I want to be Miss Quarantine? Why does the bluebird fly? Why does the river flow?
I know I'm an astronaut, but if I had the crown and title, I would not go back to space.
I guess being 50% ass, 45% attitude, and 5% pizza lover, I would say feminism.
Then we had the talent round, where the ladies had the chance to show us something special.
Yeah, something God. My talent? Raising hell.
The ingredients are mayonnaise, Dijon mustard, relish, sauerkraut, and sourdough rye. Yep, that's what's in here. Who made this?
While other contestants had something up their sleeve.
Hi, I think I entered the wrong Zoom call. Is this not the Sprouts quarterly meet and greet for new investors?
Aren't they talented? And now we're going to find out which of our queens is going to make it into the top 8.
The pressure is cooking, Brad.
Well, you know what they say, Carla. Out of the frying pan and into the...
Macy's.
Terrific chemistry. And our first contestant to make it through is... Kentucky. Come on down here. How does it feel to have your name called first?
Well, it's just like my first time.
First what?
Oh, Brad.
I don't have the mental energy for that right now. Who's out there rooting for you?
Well, first there's my parents. Hi, Mom, Dad, and of course my sister Rayanne, and my roommate Evan is just in the other room.
Our next woman to make it in the top 8, you know her, is the place where Chris Christie shut down all the beaches because he wanted to be on a beach by himself. New Jersey!
Oh my God, it's me! Oh!
Congratulations, New Jersey. How are you feeling right now?
Thank you so much, Carla. I'm feeling so blessed to be amongst all these beautiful women. Like, it is truly a sign.
A sign of what?
Oh, you don't know?
Okay. Looking forward to it. New Jersey, everybody.
Next in our top 8, oh, hi! You look fantastic tonight, Oahu.
Thanks, Brad. I know.
Who's out there watching?
Well, I like to think that I'm being watched by my absentee father who left us. One day he left the house to go buy a pack of cigarettes to support his drug habit, and he never came back. And then he died. So of course, one person on my mind tonight is my single mom, who I did not have, unfortunately. So my heart definitely goes out to all the single moms out there. Please believe you are heard. I wish I had someone like you in my life.
Well, that is just beautiful. Okay, 5 names left. Next up we have Colorado.
Colorado, a former astronaut who experienced one of the longest periods of isolation for a woman in space, What would you say to all the little girls watching tonight?
Oh, I just say always have a 3-month supply of diapers.
Okay, 4 left. Next up, joining these women in the top 8 is... Under the state, it just says, of disillusionment. Come on down. Anyone you want to say hi to?
Yeah. I'd like to say to all the nematodes and chicken hawks out there in Washington that I see through your smokescreen! And I've dedicated my life to exposing the evil you have wrought in our great nation. Using the powers of my Twitch stream and my Ustream, I will expose these lizard overlords and return power back to the Republic!
This might come as a surprise, but I completely agree. Okay, 3 left. Hey, Carla, how you feeling?
Great, Brad.
I'm gonna loft you a softball here. You say tomato.
And I say clamato.
Wow, so close. It's like we finish each other's
Drinks.
I don't know why we just can't figure this out. Okay, 3 left. Let's bring out New Mexico.
New Mexico. Hola. Congratulations. Do you believe in life after death?
Well, I was walking along the beach with God, and I realized in my time of strife, there was only one pair of footprints in the sand. And I asked God, why was that? And God said, the other 50% was that ass.
So that's a yes. Isn't she lovely, folks?
Okay, getting down to it. 2 names left. Our next contestant in the top 8 is... Don't Remy Saint Purcell. Don't Remy, that's in France, isn't it? I just love the French language. Our first international contestant. And it says here that you work for a non-profit.
Non, je suis une religieuse.
Ooh, sounds sexy and exotic. What's that like?
Brillante.
I don't speak a single word of French. Okay, there's only 1 name left. Who's it gonna be? 8 women stand before you, but only one of them will be America's next Miss Quarantine. Unless this year we do too, we won't. Washington!
That's the state, not the city.
Can't get anything by you, Carla.
Washington, how does it feel to be one of the last names called in the top 8?
If I had to describe it, Carla, I'd say it feels a bit like biting into a cold peach on a hike. Unexpected, refreshing, and just kind of unbelievable.
That is absolute poetry. Thank you, Washington.
Speaking of poetry, roses are red, violets are...
Mauve.
I'm not gonna bother trying to finish the poem with you.
Okay.
That's your top 8, ladies and gentlemen. We'll be right back. Now, these 8 women all know what they're competing for, but let's remind the viewers at home. It's not just the title, or the crown, or the $50,000 in scholarships to Duolingo and logins to some of the hottest, most exclusive, password-protected Zooms in the country. It's about the legacy.
That's right. Whoever is selected as Miss Quarantine will be thrust into a year-long journey of advocacy and ambassadorship. No one knows that better than last year's winner.
This woman was top of her game, and she blew us all out of the water with her poise, her grace, and her embodiment with what this pageant is all about.
Let's welcome Miss Quarantine 2019, Phoebe Still.
Hey.
Phoebe, sweetie, it's so nice to see you again.
Oh, you too, Carla.
Why don't you share how your last year has been?
Well, there's been, many challenges, but also some rewards. So, like that.
Is there anything you'd like to share with all the girls standing where you are 1 year ago?
Yeah, I guess just happy pageant, everyone.
Phoebe Still, Miss Quarantine 2019. And might I add, our first winner from Minnesota.
It's certainly true what they say, Brad.
What's that, Carla?
You can lead a horse to water, but you can't take a girl out of Minnesota.
I am very curious where you were introduced to that phrase. And now we're going to meet our judges for tonight's pageant. First up, we've got the Executive Vice President of Emerging Girls Who Dream of Being in Power.tv, Jo Don Pericola.
Keep it frosty, Brad.
Oh, thank you. Next up, we have Diane Miles, mayor of the Canadian side of Niagara Falls.
Looking handsome as usual, Brad.
There's that signature Canadian kindness. And finally, we have music producer Noble St. Bart III.
Hey, Brad, let me just say, hi.
Wow! Trademark! What a panel, folks. And now let's move on to the next round. Carla, we all know that Miss Quarantine has to wear a lot of hats.
But now let's see what's their favorite hat in their closet.
That's right, it's time for the hat round. And in this round, we're gonna find out what's a fashion do.
And what's a fashion bad guy?
Okay, and now the hat round, featuring a performance from Webby Award Ceremony attendee, Stod Rupert.
Hey, hat lady, have you seen my wife? She went for groceries last Tuesday night. Helen, her name is Helen. It's always been my experience. Women who wear hats are pretty smart. Eleanor Roosevelt wore hats. She helped her husband win that Second World War. Anyway, if you could help me out like this summer, women go out to the grocery store. Helen, she's 5'7".
Colorado. Ooh, Colorado's really serving some BHE here. That's big hat energy. Ohio.
Loving that she's thinking out of the box with this one. New Jersey.
Ooh, she is not messing around. This woman is New Jersey. Dom Remy Sour Purcell.
Love the traditionalism here. Dom Remy Superchil has a classic quality I find simply irresistible, of disillusionment.
Besides living in the basement of her aunt and uncle, this queen is releasing her doctoral dissertation on a free-form website called 4chan? Am I reading that right? Washington.
Washington, home of Bob Barker.
And I think here the price is right.
What?
Kentucky.
Lucky Kentucky has taken home 14 championship titles in competitive events in her home state, from speed canning peaches to line dancing to Gone with the Wind. Oops, looks like we've got a surprise entry.
Evan, get out of my room!
I was just looking for my headphones. Sorry.
You know, for having absolutely no pageant training, Evan was surprisingly authentic in that towel. New Mexico.
You can really see New Mexico's 45% attitude in that hat.
Why am I laughing?
Hey, hat lady, have you seen my wife? I really love her and I'm scared she died. Helen, her name is Helen. Helen, she's 5'7". Helen, she loves to run errands. Helen, her name is Helen.
Well, I just want to say hats off to these contestants.
Now we're cooking with gas.
Or should I say, cooking with hats?
I don't know who should say that, Carla, but while we wait for the judges to tabulate the scores, I think now is a good time to toss it over to our sponsor, Jehovah's Orange Juice.
Back in my day, orange juice used to be freshly squeezed every day. Time goes by faster and faster. And so does our orange juice. Jehovah's Orange Juice and the Conglomerated Juice Distributors of America are proud to sponsor Miss Quarantine USA.
And we're back here at the Miss Quarantine USA pageant. The judges have just finished capitulating the scores.
Only 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 ladies will be going on to the question round. First up, Ahai!
I didn't have a lot of role models growing up. You know, my dad wasn't around much because he was dead and absent. So as a result, I've kind of become an advocate for raising your voice and telling your truth. Also, my sister went missing. Yeah, she was roller skating in the park alone. And I also do a lot of charity work. I like to help out the elderly. I drive them to the casino and I buy them all the gin they could want because, you know, that's what they need.
Next up, Colorado.
Well, the human body is made out of 65% oxygen, and that's the first thing I thought of when I was in space because there wasn't any. I relied on how to survive on my own and how to use my knowledge of quantum physics to navigate deep space. And I learned that if you spray a can of whipped cream into your mouth without gravity, it just gets everywhere. And all of that has made me qualified to be the voice of women for quarantine everywhere.
Colorado. Our third lady in the top 5, Don Remy Chauprosier.
Je suis née l'année 1432 à Rouen. C'est les anges qui m'ont guidée vers mon destin. Comme j'ai été canonisée comme saint dans l'église romaine catholique, j'ai pu achever mon destin, même en étant brouillée, vivante. Je suis pas sûre comment j'ai survécu cet événement pour me trouver ici, mais je me crois très bien adaptée pour un concours de beauté.
2 names left, Carla. You must be on pins and...
Cushions, absolutely, Brad.
I guess I could see how that works. Okay, our 4th contestant is New Jersey.
Oh my God! My sister Carmela, she died when I was 11 years old. And like ever since, I feel like she's been watching me, you know? Like just the other week, I was outside smoking a cigarette and a butterfly just like flew into my field of view. And the smoke, it paralyzed the butterfly. That's how I knew it was karma. I see meaning in the universe, and you know what? I think it sees me too. I know my sister, she will want me to win Miss Quarantine.
New Jersey. Okay, 1 name left to call. Who's it gonna be? 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 I know, cause I'm the host. Kentucky!
I've been searching for true beauty my whole life. People always ask me, are you sure you've never modeled? And I look at them straight back between the eyes and I say, are you sure I've never been a rocket scientist? What is true beauty? And how long does the journey take? And are we there yet? All I know is it might not be rocket science, but true beauty is a journey worth taking because once you find your true beauty, you will never lose it.
There you have it, our top 5. And what a top 5 they are.
Typical lamestream media trying to silence the foghorns of justice. Go ahead, sheeple. Drink the fluoride water. Take all the vaccines. Trust big government. Do whatever they say. You cowards. Let them walk all over your shriveled husks of flesh after their lizard overlords pump us so full of organ energy that our meatheads and potato bellies explode all over the sheets.
Carla, would you say the competition was this stiff for Miss Quarantine 1986?
You know, Brad, it's very, very difficult to compare that competition with
Would you
this
say
one.
it's kind of like comparing apples to...
Apple teenies? Brad, you took the word right out of my mouth.
All right, well, that was supposed to be a throw to our sponsors, which we've established is orange juice. But I guess that's my fault because I keep trying to do this thing with you that you're clearly not very skilled at. We'll be right back.
They say when life gives you lemons, you make lemonade. But nobody ever tells you what to do with oranges. They're already pretty good on their own. Take that, lemons. Jehovah's Orange Juice, proud sponsor of Miss Quarantine USA.
And we're back. Let's keep this competition going, shall we, Carla? How about that top 5, huh?
You know, Brad, when I first met these women, it was like a sea of beauty and hard to tell them apart, frankly. But now they're like 5 diamonds in the ring.
Well, maybe it's me. Okay, it's time to move on to the semifinal round. As a reminder, audience voting is factored into our final scores. So text the number at the bottom of your screen with a hashtag of the queen you want to see go on to the final round.
For example, hashtag Carla. But I'm not in this competition.
Well, Carla, we've seen inside these contestants' closets. Now it's time to see inside their minds. It's time for the question round. Let's go to our first contestant.
Colorado, how would Miss Quarantine achieve world peace?
I mean, at this point, Carla, Earth is uninhabitable. The smartest choice would be to invest in interplanetary settlements that could sustain generations for lifetimes. But we are hundreds of achieving years from that technology.
I'm gonna need to look up some of those words in my dictionary, but I don't own one. Fascinating. Thank you, Colorado.
Let's move on to our next contestant. Ohio? How are you feeling in general?
I'm feeling so blessed, and so cursed. As you know, my dad did leave us and was found dead, but then he was actually found alive. Yeah, with another family in another town, where he was then found dead yet again. I have been approached to be involved in a docuseries about it. And then, I don't know if you guys heard about this or read about this or not, but my dog Charles was actually run over by a Good Humor ice cream truck. So I'm just really struggling with a lot of stuff right now. But I know that I'm gonna get through it, and I'm gonna be a champion thanks to...
Now on to our next contestant, Kentucky. Do you consider yourself spiritual?
Well, I wouldn't call myself...
No joy, hi. God also. God's super important to me, big God girl over here, so praise him. Or her, could be a woman, we don't know that.
Shannon Sue Stanley. But now to Kentucky, same question.
Well, like I said, I wouldn't call myself a saint, but I sure do believe there is a gracious God watching over all of us. Otherwise, I don't know how you explain my famous cherry pies coming out perfect every dang time, even though I never followed a recipe in my life.
Wow, what an earnest answer.
New Jersey.
Am I a spiritual person? Great question, Brad.
I'm sorry, that's not your question. Your question is, what are your feelings on making pasta after midnight?
Oh, well, my grandfather, he choked. Not on pasta, on bread, but he was sleepwalking. So I really need to think about my family.
But if you had to have an answer, what would it be?
Oh, I love it.
That's fantastic. Now that's what I call using your...
Women's intuition?
I wouldn't know, Carla. Next up, Don Remy Sopercel. Here's your question. Do you believe that social media can change the world?
Médias sociaux? Je ne comprends pas.
Oh, hold that thought. I'm just hearing now that we've just gotten a bunch of votes in from the last round, and it seems that by an overwhelming number, we've gotten votes for Victoria's roommate, Evan. So, Evan, are you there?
Oh, hi.
Evan, here's your question. Do you believe that marijuana should be legalized?
Yes.
I'm with you, pal. And thank you to all of our wonderful contestants.
While the audience votes for who our final 3 queens will be, let's take this opportunity to hear another word from our sponsor.
A penny saved is a penny earned. A stitch in time saves 9. Early to bed, early to rise, makes a man healthy, wealthy, and wise. None of these sayings have oranges in them. But what if they did? Jehovah's Orange Juice is a proud sponsor of Miss Quarantine USA.
And we're back. Now, it's time to reveal our top 3 finalists. Our first finalist is... Our second finalist is... New Jersey! And our final contestant to make it into the top 3 is... Evan? Where is he? I hope he's still in the towel. He's not in the towel. Still good. What a twist, ladies and gentlemen, but audience votes made it clear. You really wanted to see Evan advance to the final 3. I guess it goes to show that fortune favors the...
500.
I am not giving up on us, but let's give it up for our finalists. Okay, it's time to move on to the final round. The last word. In this round, we will ask our 3 finalists the exact same question, and they will have 30 seconds each to answer. At the end of 30 seconds, they will hear this sound. Okay, Evan, my man, you're up first. Ladies, please put on your noise-canceling headphones. Evan, here is your question. Millennials have often been referred to as entitled and lazy, but they've also been heralded as the most social justice-focused generation in history. What is the one word you would use to describe your generation?
Brad, I think the word I would use is vibe. Our generation's vibe, it can't be checked. And, you know, we've been out here vibing, and in a lot of ways, I would say that I'm the vibe of the generation.
Thank you very much, Evan. I would vibe with you anytime. Okay, Ohio, headphones off. Your question. Millennials have often been referred to as entitled and lazy, but they've also been heralded as the most social justice-focused generation in history. What is the one word you would use to describe your generation?
I think, you know what? I think my generation is about being angry. And righteously so, and being an activist and being righteous and getting mad. And I also when I think of my generation, I think of the self and selfness and me. And in a lot of ways, I think that my generation is about me. So by that I mean. By me, I do mean, as I said, the self and such like that.
Thank you, ooh-hi-oo. And now, New Jersey, your question. Millennials have often been referred to as entitled and lazy, but they've also been heralded as the most social justice-focused generation in history. What is the one word you would use to describe your generation?
I would have to say ghosts. Because ghosts are all around us, you know? We have ghosts inside us. They're in our reflections. Like, I look in the mirror and I see ghosts. I see my sister, I see my nephew, and we had Joan of Arc in the competition. We have to keep their spirits alive, you know? We have to keep contacting them, and we have to keep spraying them with mist so they stay wet.
Hey, New Jersey, why do they gotta stay wet?
They have to stay wet.
I don't believe in ghosts. I think when we die, we go to the earth. And that's all that happens. Thank you so much, New Jersey, and let's give it up to all of our contestants in this competition. Okay, it's the moment you've all been waiting for. We're going to bring back last year's winner, Phoebe Still, to hand off the crown. Well, it has been amazing watching the journey of these women in Evan, hasn't it, Carla?
Absolutely, Brad.
I guess when it's all said and done, beauty is in the eye of the
beholder.
That's it. That's it. That's the word. Carla, you said the word you were supposed to say. I queued you up and you said the word. The word. That's the chemistry. Bam, bam. That's what I'm looking for. Yes. We are like Simon and
Garfield.
Okay. Yeah, sure. Uh-huh. Well, someone's life is about to change.
While others, Brad, their lives will be exactly the same. Nothing will change, not even a little bit.
Our first runner-up, Evan.
Okay, final two. Every single thing we've done leading up to this is this moment right here. It all comes down to this.
Let's check in with our judges. How are you feeling, Joe Don Pericola, Executive Vice President of Emerging Girls Who Dream of Being in Power.tv?
Stay frosty, Brad.
Oh, I'll try, Joe. And how about you, Diane Miles, Mayor of the Canadian side of Niagara Falls?
Better now that you're here, Brad.
Oh, you are too kind. And how are you feeling, record producer Noble St. Bart III?
Brad, I just want to reiterate, hot.
So it seems like they're all feeling okay.
Inspiring.
And now, the winner of Miss Quarantine 2020, New Jersey!
Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh, thank you. Thank you so much.
New Jersey, how does it feel to be crowned Miss Quarantine?
This is beyond anything I could have ever imagined. Like, this crown, it bears the weight of so many queens before me. Like, some of whom are dead. And like, I feel their spirits. I feel their spirits behind me as I accept this. Actually, if you need me to access any of their spirits, I could talk to them.
Maybe next year. We have to roll credits in time for the NCIS Miami Marathon. But folks, thank you so much for joining us for another year of Miss Quarantine. This pageant is all I have. Congratulations, New Jersey.
From all of us here at the studio, good night.
From screen to shining screen, in total quarantine, she reigns ere all she sees. She's sheltering in place. She's Miss, don't touch your face. She's queen, where'er she roams, in the comfort of her home. She's beauty and she's grace. She's sheltering in place. She's elegance and taste. She's Miss, don't touch your face. Hold your crown up high. Raise it to the sky. It's hard to say goodbye. Someday we all must die. And you know, we've had some laughs, but we've also cried. I have. I'm not afraid to say it that I've cried. I cry all the time. They yell, cut, I'm crying. And children are the future. Think about the children. We have to teach them to be kind. They're not going to learn it from the back of a cereal box or the funny pages in the paper. They're going to learn it by watching us be kind to the PAs that bring us water. And here's another thought. Plastic, get it out of the ocean. I think we should take all the plastic, and a lot of people say I'm wrong about this, but send it to the moon. There's a whole side of the moon we never see. Put it over there. And the Dolphins will remember. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Remember, vaccinations cause autism. Thank you so much, and have a great night.
Wait, no, hold on, wait, stay for a little bit, because I'm like by myself. I've been quarantined by myself, and like all I have are these spirits, and honestly, they getting on my nerves, okay?